Hello fellow duelists, this is Shadow of the Moon, and today I'm going to be showing you an updated deck profile of my Harpie Lady deck for September of 2022. Ever since the release of the Harpie's Pet Dragon Fearsome Fire Blast that came out in July, this deck has really gotten such a major upgrade, and this deck honestly is insane now. I love the support that we got for it because we were long overdue for a retrain of the Harpie's Pet Dragon, because the original one didn't really have an effect except for to gain 300 for any Harpie Lady or Harpie Lady sisters on the field or in the graveyard or whatever, and it was just not that good of a card. But with this deck, you were actually going to be able to make an insane field, and I will be showing you a 2-card combo, and also will be showing you kind of like a bonus that if you have certain cards, what you'll be able to pull off. And this deck is just crazy. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get started. But before we do, I just want to say thank you to my new subscribers, and thank you guys so much for always watching my content, my channel. You guys rock, and I just really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart, because this is just supposed to be a very fun channel, and I just love that you guys take the time to watch the video, sub, or even just enjoy it, and just as I upload it and everything. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So first off, we're going to be running 3 copies of the original Harpie Lady. I'm doing the vanilla because I'm using the Unexpected Die, because honestly, in my opinion, that is the best for this deck, because Unexpected Die will special summon it if you control the monsters and will help you set up for all of your plays. And then we're going to be playing 3 copies of the Harpie Channeler. Harpie Channeler is very important in this deck, probably one of the best cards and the most fundamental cards in this deck, because what you're going to be doing is you're going to be discarding a Harpie card to special summon your new Harpie's Pet Fearsome Fire Blast, and from there you're going to be able to set up for Arsenal Falcon, and then go into essentially your end field, which will be Appaloosa, Cyber Dragon Infinity, the Doom Eagle, and then Cyber / Harpie Lady. Okay. And then we have 3 copies of Harpie Perfumer. So when this card is normal special summoned, you can add, basically you'll be adding Elgin Egoist from your deck to your hand, which is going to really help you, especially in this one. Also, because this can be searched. So if you end up having like a card that you don't need, and you have 4 Strix, or if you have Arsenal Falcon can actually special summon this, which will then pop its effect off, and you'll get your Elgin Egoist. And then 3 copies of Harpie Oracle. Originally this was at like 1 or 2, but with the new retrained Harpie's Pet Dragon, this is very fundamental. You're going to want 3 of these because it works so well with the deck, because if you control a level 6 or higher, or 6 or lower Harpie monster, or you can special summon this card from your hand. And also, if this card, when it's normal special summon, you can activate this effect, and you'll get Elgin Egoist from the graveyard back to your hand at the end phase of the turn. So that's why it's very important to have 3 copies in the deck. And then finally, 3 copies of the new Harpie's Pet Dragon Fearsome Fire Blast. So if you control a Harpie monster, you can special summon this card from your hand, and also your opponent can't really target the Harpie Lady cards that you have, but mainly you're going to be using its effect. Also, when it's going into the graveyard, once it's sent to the graveyard, if it's not used as like Exceed material, if it's sent to the graveyard as like a Link Summon or whatever, you'll be able to activate its effect, and you'll be able to dump a Harpie monster or a Tri-Brigade monster from your deck into the graveyard. So you'll be able to get Nerval, and Nerval will then add Fractal, and will be adding Karis from your deck to your hand. So this deck does have a very small Tri-Brigade engine, which is something that I kind of wanted to discuss. First off, I originally wasn't going to go with this. I actually had more of a combo and more of a deck that focuses around bringing out Kaliuga, and it worked. I did use it, I tested it, and it was really well. However, it did force me to give up some cards that I did not want to give up, and I wanted to kind of keep it at more of a balance. So I chose to go with the very small Tri-Brigade engine, which it does really work, because the main focus will be getting those 3 into the graveyard to be able to go into your Doom Eagle very easily, which really helps with this deck. And then a very great tech card is going to be Summoner Monk. So Summoner Monk, if you normal summon this card, you can discard a spell card to special summon a level 4 monster from your deck. So you're going to be special summoning Harpie Channeler, and then using Harpie Channeler's effect, discard a Harpie monster to be able to special summon Harpie's Pet Dragon, Fearsome Fire Blast, or another Harpie monster. So this card is a very important tech card, very good for consistency, and really help you be able to get that field, because as long as you can have 4 monsters on the field, you'll be able to go into the field that I was telling you about. And then for the tech cards, Bora, Zephyrus the Elite, and Y-Strix. Okay, so these 3 cards are very important in this deck. Zephyrus the Elite really is going to be the only dead draw out of all 3 of these, that if you end up drawing it, it's kind of, you can't really do anything with. But mainly what you're doing is you're using 4 Strix to search for your Singing Lanius, You're going to special summon Singalanius, and then you're going to go into Y-Strix. Y-Strix is going to special summon Bora the Spear from the deck, and then Arsenal Falcon, you're going to activate its effect to special summon Zephyros the Elite, because Zephyros the Elite won't have its effect negated, and you can also use it as a link material, so you'll be able to go into your next monster, and then you'll be able to bounce back Bora the Spear to special summon Zephyros the Elite, and then you'll have both these cards on the field for another combo. That's why there's 3 in here. If you wanted to cut these out, you can. This honestly, in my opinion, though, works, and I actually want to give credit to Alice Yu-Gi-Oh! If you haven't seen her channel yet, she has a very amazing channel. I love their content. They have so many good strategies and combos and so many good deck profiles that they show you of stuff that comes out. And they've actually were really, really helpful, because when I was looking for a strategy, she kind of helped me decide on, hey, this card may be better, this card works really, really well with the deck, and this is also something that you can have if you're not able to afford something, or something that if you want to use a different strategy. So then we're having, like I said, this small package of Tri-Brigade. You're going to be using Fractal, you're using Nerval, and you're using Karas. This is going to essentially go into the graveyard to allow you to link summon from your extra deck, but you're not really link summoning, it's special summoning. So that's going to be it for the monsters. Let's move on to the spells and traps. So obviously 3 copies of Elegant Egotist. This is essentially, you need these to be able to bring out your Harpie Ladies directly from the deck. 3 copies of Hysteric Sign. Hysteric Sign has a new purpose in this deck. And what I mean by that is, if you're using something like Summoner Monk, if you discard Hysteric Sign using Summoner Monk's effect, at the end phase of the turn, you're going to be able to get 3 Harpie cards from your deck to your hand. So one of the cards obviously going to be Harpie's Featherstorm to shut down your opponent's monster effects, which basically acts as a Kali Yuga in a way, except they can still activate spells and traps. And also, the main effect will be if you have a Hysteric Sign, you activate it, you can add an Elegant Egotist from your deck to your hand. Okay, and then we're going to be using Harpie's Feather Rest. So if you control a level 5 or higher Harpie monster, you can add 2 cards from your deck to your hand instead of the 1. And with Harpie's Feather Duster, this was obviously going to clear the back row. This is the actual original one. I believe this is the, if I can read it, the SDD version, so it's actually very, very old. And then you've got 3 copies of Unexpected Die. Unexpected Die, if you control no monsters, you can special summon a normal monster from your deck. So you're going to be special summon, obviously, your Harpie Lady for the deck. And then you're using, for the combo, Soul Shade first. This is going to help you go into Cyber Dragon Infinity, because unlike Black Wings, there isn't anything in this deck that's going to limit you to only dark monsters. And then Double or Nothing. You don't have to have this if you don't want to. I just noticed that when I was playing it, it was more beneficial, because it still allows you to get Utopia and get Utopia Double, and Utopia with 10k attack to swing for game. That's why it's in here. But if you wanted to replace this, you could replace this with Magic Launch or any other card like Call by the Grave or whatever. But Magic Launch was what I had originally had in here before, and I was using that to go into Kali Yuga, but it just required a little bit too much setup. So that's it for the spells. Let's just move on to 3 traps. Obviously, your Harpie Featherstorm. If you wanted to cut some of these cards, you could cut down a Harpie's Phantasmal Dragon or Harpie's Pet Dragon. You could cut an Oracle, and then you could cut Double or Nothing, maybe to add 3 more hand traps like Ash or whatever, or Effect Fail or Imperm. But mainly the deck, I like how it is, because I'm still running the hand trap, obviously the Harpie deck that can be searched, and I'm still, being able to go into all my plays. Alright, so that's going to be it for the main deck. Let's move on to the extra deck. So 1 copy of Cyber Slash Harpie Lady, 1 copy of Phantasmal Dragon, and 1 copy of Conductor. So basically, your copy of Cyber Slash is going to be bouncing cards. You're going to be having Harpie's Pet Dragon to attack them directly on turn 2, and then go into Zeus. And then you're going to be having Harpie Conductor to be able to protect your Harpie monsters. I try to run at least 1 of each, because it's very important since this is a Harpie deck. And then 1 copy of Zeus. Zeus is going to be in here to be able to pull its effect off not once, but twice, because you'll have 4 materials when you attack directly with Harpie's Pet Phantasmal Dragon. So yeah, that definitely very, very important in this deck, because this can help you clear your opponent's field. And then we have 1 Arsenal Falcon. Arsenal Falcon is going to help you search, and is a very important card in this deck, because this is going to help you search for your monsters. Cyber Dragon Infinity, obviously, because this is going to help you get your Omni Negate, and it's very easy to get out. You have your Force Strix, which is going to go into from Cyber Dragon to in your Cyber Dragon Infinity, and then Utopia double and Utopia. Like I said, you do not have to play this if you don't want to. If you wanted to play something else, that is entirely up to you, but I still love having these guys in here because they are very helpful in this deck, and they do cause an OTK if your opponent doesn't have anything. So say you have, it's your turn and you have at least a Harpie lady or whatever, you can play Harpie's Featherstorm from your hand that turn for your turn, and then you can overlay the 2 level 4s to go into Utopia double and then go to double or nothing and stuff and just attack for game. And then we have Time Thief Redoer. This is a great little tech card down here because this will help you. You can either, depending on material that you have it that you detach with, you can either draw a card, send a face-up monster back to the hand, or you can banish the card. And then we have Appaloosa. Obviously, you gotta have Appaloosa in this deck. Easy to be able to get 3 negates, which I will be showing you in the 2-card combo video the same week, so stay tuned for that. And then we have the Doom Eagle. Doom Eagle is great because it's gonna allow you, if your opponent, this is a going turn first card. So if your opponent has no card, if your opponent has no monsters in the graveyard, this attack is doubled. Also, this acts as kind of like a call by the grave for their monsters. So if they have a material and say they have like Eldritch, or they have like a Phoenix Destroyer, Phoenix Enforcer, or whatever, you can actually banish it from the graveyard, which really is good and beneficial. And then we've got your Y-Strix, which is going to help you go into your level 4s. And then lastly, we run this small Tri-Brigade. It's just going to be using Ferret the Baron Blossom. This is going to help you get your level 4 lower Beast Warrior, Winged Beast monster. And then obviously the big guy, Omen, he's going to allow you to banish special summon monsters when he's special summoned, or another monster special summoned to a link it points to. Alright, so that's going to be it for this deck profile. I hope you enjoyed it. This deck is a lot of fun and really has just changed so much since with the new support coming out. I love that we finally have support for Harpie ladies, and I mean, this deck obviously it still needs work, but there's so many awesome tech cards in this deck that really work. Summoner Monk is a great example of something that what it can do, and just having Fearsome Fire Blast really speeds the deck up a lot because you're able to have Harpie Oracle, you're able to use Chandler to search for it and everything, and then using Unexpected Die to get out the original Harpie lady. Alright, so that's going to be it for this profile. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and with that, see you guys next time. Later.